Let's go ahead and explore energy level 2, you lose. This phase can manifest real-life scenarios, and this level is often characterized by a competitive or combative attitude where individuals feel the need to assert their superiority or control over others. Now, here's some examples. Now, in the workplace, I want you to meet David. He's a manager who is known for his aggressive leadership style, and he often sets extremely high standards and berates his team for not meeting the standards. He dismisses ideas that are not his own, believing his approach is really the only way and the correct one. When things go wrong, he's quick to point fingers, creating an atmosphere of blame. Now, this approach leads to a tense work environment where the team members often feel undervalued and fearful for making a mistake. In personal relationships, consider Emma, who often finds herself in arguments with her partner. She insists on having the last word, believing that her viewpoint is always the right one. In disagreements, she becomes quickly frustrated. Her need to win the argument often overshadows the importance of understanding and resolving conflicts amicably. Now, this leads to the whole relationship feeling strained and drained. Now, in parenting, I want you to look at the case of Sarah. Sarah's a parent who is very strict with her children. She believes in tough love and often compares her children to others, focusing on their shortcomings. Now, when her children fail to meet her expectations, she expresses her disappointment openly, sometimes even in anger. Her judgmental competitive approach often causes her children to feel constantly under pressure and afraid of making mistakes. In social circles, imagine Tom, who's really always got to be the center of attention. Now, he often brags about his achievements and belittles others to make himself feel more superior. His need to be perceived as better than others actually leads to a lack of genuine connection and may cause his friends to actually distance themselves due to his judgment and his boastful nature. Now, in each one of these three examples, the individual is driven by a desire to assert dominance and fear of being perceived as inferior. They often view situations in kind of black or white terms and really struggle with empathy and understanding. And as a result, their relationships, both professional and personal, may suffer. Now, as an NLP coach, addressing level 2 energy involves helping individuals just like David, Emma, Sarah, and Tom develop greater self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Now, this can actually include techniques to manage their anger and frustration, fostering more empathy, and learning to really appreciate different perspectives. By working on these areas, they actually can move towards more constructive and collaborative ways of interacting with others. In the level 2 journal question, I want you to think about, when have I felt the need to be right at the expense of my relationships and why?